Hello everyone, my name is Hemant Pandey. I am a lecturer from the Department of Computer Engineering, Shift A. So, guys, let's start with the second chapter of the Fundamental of Mechatronics. Okay, and the name of the second chapter is Transducer. Okay, so let's start one by one. So, first of all, we will see what do you mean by transducer. Okay, so transducer is almost like sensor, right? What is the function of the sensor? It sends the signal and convert it into the electrical form, right? In the same way, we can say that transducer is an electronic device that convert energy from one form to another. Okay, now from one form means what? To another, basically the form in which it convert is nothing but electrical quantity. Okay, so basically what does it do? It convert non-electrical energy like temperature or of length, that is displacement, at level of the water, force, weight, all these things is converted into electrical quantity, that is either in voltage or in current, right? Now what is the need of doing this? Okay, why it is necessary to convert all this energy into another form? Because if you want to automate something, right, if you want to give that signal to a computer or suppose to any electronic device, so that device will work only when the signal is in form of form of current or voltage. Because if it is because if it is in a physical form, that is temperature or length or displacement, then it will not work, right? So that is why we need that energy to be converted into electrical form. Now the output of the transducer is in the electrical form, that is voltage or current, and it is equivalent to the measured quantity, right? So if suppose there is a one transducer, that transducer is converting temperature into electrical form, let's say voltage. So if temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, then voltage is supposed to be 10 milliampere. And if it is that, this is just for the example. And if the voltage, if the temperature is increasing from 20 to 30, then the voltage will also increase in that ratio, right? So that is why it is written that it should be equivalent to the measured quantity. Okay, means for the small temperature the voltage should be small, for the high temperature the voltage should be high, or vice versa. Means it depends on the ratio, it depends on the combination, the corresponding equivalent value. So this is a transducer. Let's see. Okay, so now we will see what are the classification of the transducer. Okay, so transducer are classified on different purpose, right? So one is active and passive, the first one that is written in the green box. Now what do you mean by all these things? We will see in the next slide. So just I am reading all this I am reading all these different classification, and in the next few PPT slides we will see what are the meaning of this transducer. Okay, so just for the time being I am just reading all this names. So classification of transducer, one is active and passive, so that is the one classification. Then other classification is primary and secondary, you can see that is in a purple box. Then for next one is a transducer and inverse transducer, right? Then analog and digital. So these are the four basic classification of transducer. Now there is a one more classification which is based on the principle how they operated. Okay, so there are again three, that is a resistive, capacitive and inductive. Okay, so these are the three different classification of the transducer. Resistive means it's based on a resisting property, capacitive means on the capacitance, and inductive means on the inductance property. Okay, okay, so now let's see primary transducer. Okay, now let us understand what you mean by primary transducer. The transducer which convert physical quantity into mechanical displacement is called as a primary transducer. It is a mechanical device. Okay, now what why it is necessary to convert physical quantity into mechanical displacement? Because it is not always possible to convert physical quantity into directly into electrical quantity. So what we can do, we convert physical quantity into mechanical, and then from that mechanical displacement is converted into electrical format, into the electrical form. Okay, so the example of the primary transducer are Bourdon tube. Okay, so it is like a tube, like a tube which we insert in the cycle. That kind of tube it is, right? In the tire of the cycle, there is a tube, right? So that is similar to that. We cannot say that exactly. Just for your understanding, we can consider that that tube is look like that. Okay. Then diaphragm, we will see what is mean diaphragm and bellows. So all these are the primary transducer. So in these three example, I have taken the example of Bourdon tube because that is a very common transducer which is used to measure the pressure. Okay, so basically all this transducer measures the pressure. We can say that it is a pressure transducer. With a transducer which convert pressure into mechanical displacement, and then that displacement is converted into electrical format. Let's say how. Okay, so here you can see this is a Bourdon tube, right? So you can see this part, right? This part. From here the pressure is inserted, right? This is the open end, right? The pressure is inserted from here, and the pressure okay, this is a C type Bourdon tube basically. So what happens whenever we insert a pressure in that place, then this part that is the next end of that C type part is always try to move in a straight, right? Because that is a basic property of something, right? Because if you will insert some air pressure, then it will try to become a straight, right? So what happens whenever pressure is inserted in that part, this part is move little bit, and that movement is measured in terms of pointer, in terms of pressure, right? Means if you will insert less pressure, then that tube will move little further, right? The movement will be small, and if you increase the pressure, then the movement will also increase in the same proportion, and that movement will given to the pointer, right? So if no pressure, there will be no movement, and pointer will be remain on 0. But if you will give little pressure, it will try to move, then there will be a small what we can say that movement, and the pointer will start moving. Okay, so we can say that pressure is converted into the movement, or we can say that displacement, right? So this is a simple working of the Bourdon tube. So this tube is used to measure the pressure. Okay, so for your better understanding, I have taken this image, right? So you can see here in this part we give the pressure, right? And in the internal mechanism of this gauge, okay, this is known as gauge, right? In the internal part, there will be assembly like this. Okay, and as the pressure is increases, this pointer will start moving from 0 to 1 to 2, and then like this. Okay, it is written as PSI. You can see that PSI is a unit of the pressure, pound per square inch, and pressure is nothing but force upon area, right? So that is why there is a one more unit is written, kg per centimeter square, right? Kg, that is force, per centimeter square, that is area. Okay, so that is a simple diagram of a Bourdon tube. Now let us see what do you mean by secondary transducer. The transducer which convert mechanical displacement into electrical output. Okay, so first we have seen that second, what is primary? Primary means which convert physical into mechanical displacement. Now what will be the secondary? mechanical displacement into electrical output, right? So that is a secondary transducer. So first we need a primary, that is why its name is primary, right? First we need primary and then we need secondary to take the output in a electrical output, in the electrical form. Okay, now output of the primary transducer is converted into a useful signal by a secondary transducer. So why it is written as useful signal? Because that signal can be used to do automation, right, or to automate something. Because for automate we need computer, right, we need logic program, and for that purpose we need a electrical output, right, because computer will take electrical output, it cannot take physical output, right, like temperature, pressure, it cannot take like that. Okay. Okay, now example is LVDT, that is a linear variable differential transformer. We will see what we mean by this LVDT and how it convert physical displacement into electrical output. We will see here. Working of secondary transducer, that is LVDT. So the full form is linear variable differential transformer. It is the most widely used inductive transducer that converts the linear motion into the electric signal. Okay. So the output across the secondary of this transformer is differential. Right? Differential means we will see in the diagram, the output is the difference of something. That is why it is known as differential. Okay. Now what is that something, we will see when we will see the diagram. Okay. So you can see here there is a two transformer. I hope you know this is the symbol of transformer. So there is one primary winding, right, and here there are two secondary windings, small winding, right, and these two windings are connected in such a way that is EO, that is output, is the difference of the EMF produced in both the secondary, right. That is, if the output voltage at ES1 is suppose 10 volt and in ES2 there will be a 6 volt, so 10 minus 6, the output will be 4 volt. Okay, so this is that is why it is known as differential, we are getting different. Okay, now you can see this is a displacement. Okay, so if I want to measure any displacement, so that displacement is connected here. If that thing will be moved, this line is also moved. Okay, it is like an injection. Okay, it is going inside that core and it can means it is a free movement in the linear direction. Okay, now when that core is at the center, okay, suppose core is here, right, you can consider one point of this display of this core, and that core is, if it is center, right, so what happened, if it is a center, the output voltage in both the winding will be the same. That is, let's suppose ES1 will be a 5 volt, then ES2 will also have 5 volt. So what will be the output? 0, right? So when the core is at the center, right, the output will be 0. Now if core moves toward one side, right, let's suppose if core is moving towards ES2, right, that is on the right hand side, then the output voltage of ES2 will be increasing and the voltage of ES1 will be decreasing, right. For example, initially it was 5 volt in both the transformer, that is here also 5 volt and here also 5 volt, but when this core is moving this side, right, so the output voltage of ES2 will increase and ES1 will decrease. Okay, now what happened, suppose ES2 will have 6 volt, ES2 will increase from 5 to 6 and ES1 will be decreased from 5 to 4. Now what we are getting output as 2, right, because 6 minus 4 is 2, sorry, ES1 minus ES2, right, so 4 minus 6 is minus 2, so minus 2 means it's moving in opposite direction, right, and as we are going to increase the displacement, it will increase in the negative, that is on the opposite direction. Similarly, when it is moving towards ES1 side, so the output voltage of ES1 will be increased and ES2 will be decreased, means ES1 will increase, like suppose it is initially it is 5, then it will increase 6, 7, 8 and at the same time the output voltage of ES2 will decrease. Okay, thus we can detect the displacement in the core. Okay, so that is a simple function of LVDT, that is linear variable differential transformer. Okay guys, so let's stop here.